Hi, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I have been playing with my lights. I don't know if I've made it better or worse. But anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink. And welcome to my Friday night Stamp and Sip Live. Tonight I am just sipping on water because I have had a headache all day. So not drinking tonight. Just water. But anyway, take a sip of whatever you brought, and we will talk about what we are doing tonight. We're going to make a off-center gatefold fun fold card. So I am going to get the camera down here, hopefully, and let us get down there so you can see what we're doing. Okay. Let's get this centered up here. No, we still have a gigantic shadow. I can't win here. Hang on. I feel like this light has to be here, maybe. Trying not to blind myself. All right. Okay, so this is a off-center gatefold card. And this particular one I did with Seaside Wishes. I was going through the sets that are going to be retiring from my collection and thought I wanted to use all of the ones that I really love a couple more times. So I decided to pull them all out, and so I made a bunch of samples for you to see after we get done here tonight. So this is the card. This one is with Seaside Wishes, and I used the, this is the Country Lace paper, 2 different patterns. And then this is Pool Party paper, basic beige and white, and a little bit of vellum for this card. Okay, so let me show you the inside. So the way it opens, I did this with a ribbon, this one. And then this opens to show you the inside of the card. Okay, and then the person will just tie it back up or not. They'll just display it. So that is the one that we're creating tonight. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need some things. Let me grab those. All right, I've got my some die cuts here that I'm going to use that I already did. And my little sentiment piece. Okay, so this is what we're going to need. Your card base, hi Courtney. Your card base is going to be 5.5 by 8.5, so a normal card base. Then you're going to need a couple of mats for your DSP pieces. And these are going to be 3 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then another one that is 7/8 by 5 3/8. So those will be your 2 mats. Then you'll need some designer series paper. So I'm using tonight Lily Pond Lane designer series papers with the little ducks. We're using the other side. So this DSP is 3 inches by 5 1/4. And then you're going to have another strip that is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. That's all you need for this card. And then whatever you want to decorate it with, and you will need some ribbon if you're going to go with ribbon. Okay. So the scoring measurements, that's the trick, is all in the scoring. Upside down. All right. So we're going to take our 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock, and we're going to score at 3 1/4. So we'll bring it to 3 1/4. And I have to tell you that I'm going right behind the line of 3 1/4. I find that it doesn't, sometimes it wants to overlap when you close it. So I'm going to make it just short of the 3 1/4 line. We're going to score. And then I'm going to put out my arm because I want to score at 7 1/2. So again, I'm going to come just to the back side of that 7 1/2 line and score again. Okay. So then we're going to burnish those folds. So you'll have this one on the right and then this one here. Now you could make this card go either way. You can do it this way or this way. And I like it this way. So all of the ones that I've done are opening this way. The large panel is opening to the left. Okay. Oh, I forgot to cut a piece of white for the inside of my card. Never fails. Let's do that real quick. So that's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4, your typical insert size. Okay. And I do not believe that I brought a stamp to do the inside. I think I'm going to just leave it blank. I think this is going to be a birthday card. Do I have a birthday stamp real fast? Oh, let me grab one. Well, that was harder than I thought it was going to be. All right, we're going to use Lasting Joy. We've got birthday wishes on there. When you're trying to do something fast, you can never find what you want. Okay, birthday wishes. And we are going to stamp. I'm just going to do it in black. You'll see why as we move on, because we're going to stamp the front sentiment in black as well. So we'll just keep it all uniform. So I've got my Memento black ink. And we will just ink up that stamp and do birthday wishes for the inside. It is very juicy. Okay, and I'm just going to put that in. Oh, all kinds of technical difficulties already tonight. Okay. Let me guess. Problems with the glue? Always problems with the glue. There we go. All right. So you will just put that in the middle panel of your card. And it should have a border all the way around. So that's your insert for the inside. Okay, now let's work on our panels for the front. So you'll have your matte and your designer series paper. Hi, Lorraine. Thanks for joining. So we will just matte that up. And then we'll do the same thing with our little strip. Okay, and those will get attached to your card. So we're going to do this one on here. You'll have a little bit of a border all the way around this panel if you center it properly. Oh, it's not moving. All right, right there. And then this one will go on the other panel. And this one, I try to lay this down because I find it keeps lifting and it makes it a little more difficult to get this straight. So that is for the front there. Okay, so all that's left to do is decorate your card front. So we've got a sentiment label that we're going to use, and we're going to use the sentiment. Oh, I didn't show you what I was using tonight. Sorry. We're going to be using Playing in the Rain tonight. This was one of my absolute favorite sets. This got a lot of wear. I did a workshop with this, and we made some card sets that were just so cute. Everybody really loved this set. So this one is still available on the last chance list. If you didn't get it, you should get it because look at these little guys. This is cute for spring and Easter cards as well. Okay, so we're using the sentiment from there that says, "Oh, happy day." And we're going to stamp that in black. And I'm using a little die cut that is from Perennial Postage dies. Okay, so there's "Oh, happy day." And then we're also going to stamp our little turtle. If I can find a piece of paper to stamp him on, that might not be big enough. There we go. And he's right here. So we're going to use our little turtle. So we will ink him up and stamp. Such a cutie. Just an FYI, if you guys don't like the turtle from the new set, this guy is adorable. So you could use him with your new turtle paper. Okay, so I've already done some flowers and some clouds, but we'll go ahead and color our little turtle and cut him out. So we're using dark lemon lime twist for his little spots. And the green that is in the paper is actually Pretty Peacock, but I couldn't bring myself to make a Pretty Peacock turtle. Not that land turtles are green, because they're really not. But I couldn't make a Pretty Peacock. So I went with lemon lime twist and old olive. So I'm just going to do, this is dark lemon lime twist. I'm not doing a bunch of shading. I'm just keeping it simple. If you do one layer of color and then go back and highlight the little areas you want to highlight, you will get some shading. All right, and then this is the dark old olive that we are going to make his shell. I get very nervous when I'm coloring and people are watching me because I feel like I'm definitely going to go outside the lines. So don't watch. Plus, when I'm coloring something, I usually have my nose right over top of it so I can see better. Oh, I did mess that up a little bit. Oh, well, it's okay. All right. And then I've got some Pretty in Pink, which is what this DSP is. Pretty in Pink for the little flower. And we're going to do some Daffodil Delight in the middle of the flower, just because. Okay, then we're going to cut him out really quick. Okay, so we have our little turtle. And then I made us some clouds. Oh, I'm sorry, Lorraine. I'm using the Lily Pond Lane. Lily Pond Lane? Yep, Lily Pond Lane DSP. This is the back side of two of the different sheets. And then I also already colored and cut out some little daisies for us. And then we've got our sentiment. Okay, so the most important part of this is getting this sentiment on. So let me do that first. We're going to use some ribbon. This is, I think this is an online exclusives. This is part of the Botanical Textures suite. This is a new white 1/4 inch ribbon that you can't see. Oh, can't see the details. But it's a cute little ribbon. And it's very lightweight and easy to tie. So what we're going to do is get, I think I used about 20 inches of ribbon. Oh, I've got a ruler right in front of me. Here we go. So we've got 16. All right, so we're going to do about 20 inches of ribbon. And we're going to put that around our card and get it positioned so that we can tie a decent bow. I think that should work. So what I tried to do is get it to the one side where the both of the ends are pretty much even. Okay, then we want to decide exactly where the ribbon wants to go. So we're going to put our clouds up here, and we're going to put our turtle down here. So he might have to move it up a little bit. We might have to move up this ribbon just a smidge to get the sentiment to go right here. So you do want your sentiment to overlap your small panel here. We're only going to glue it on that right-hand side. Okay, so let's work on that. So we're going to get some tear and tape. I'm going to move this ribbon back without moving it too much. We're going to put some tear and tape right where that ribbon is going to go across, just on that little panel. And then we're going to remove the backing paper and stick our ribbon down right there. Okay. Now we're going to use some dimensionals to put our sentiment on. And you could do it with tear and tape, or you could do it with dimensionals. I like it standing up a little bit. So we're going to look at where it's going to go, which is here. And we're going to notice where we're going to put our dimensionals. So we've got 3 little indentations there. That's where we're putting our dimensionals. And then we're going to stick that on. Okay. Now you want to open this up, and I'm going to put some tear and tape right underneath my ribbon, right across my label. And that's going to stabilize that label there and hold the ribbon where I want it to be. So we'll just take the backing paper off of there and get our ribbon onto the tape. Okay, so that should be perfect. And then what I also do is put some tape on the back of the card where the ribbon is. So in this case, it's a very thin ribbon, and I don't want to put the tape in the wrong place. So I'm going to put the tape on the ribbon. If I can find the tape. Okay, put it down. It's right in front of your face. All right, so we're going to just put a little bit of tape right on this ribbon. And again, remove the backing. Okay, and then we just want to bring that ribbon across, even with this one, and tape it down. Okay, so now you have your ribbon. It's not going to move. And you can decorate the rest of the card. So we're going to get these little clouds on here. Do some little clouds. We'll pop up a couple of them. Yeah, my light looks very dim again tonight. I don't know. Having lighting trouble in this room. Okay. And then, oh, maybe this last one over there. And then our little turtle. And our flowers. I think I'm going to glue the flowers down first. And then pop up the little turtle. This would be also a cute little card for Mother's Day. And there's our little turtle. Perfect. Okay, so then we just tie this up. Let me show you my trick for tying this. My trick for tying this is get the heaviest block that you have and sit it right there so that holds that down. And then you can get this nice and tight. Oh, that is not the right thing. There we go. Pulling the wrong piece of the ribbon. There we go. Okay, so then you've got your bow and you are ready to go. What do you think? Is it cute? I love it. Okay, so that was the one that I did with the playing in the rain. And you've seen the one with Seaside Wishes. Two of my favorite sets that are retiring. All right, so are you ready for the rest of the samples? These are good. Okay, so then I did one with the otters. These are the cute little otterly adorable guys. This is with the Otterly Adorable Designer Series paper. And then I used Lost Lagoon for the card base and Garden Green for the mat. This one, instead of using a ribbon, I made a belly band. I think this is just maybe an inch. Let's see. Half an inch belly band on this one. And then when we take this off, we've got the inside. Okay, so that one is a little bit more simple. Doesn't have a lot going on. But the belly band with the pearls, I think it dresses it up a little bit. Okay, so then we've got this one with the Attention Shoppers set. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but I love this set. I will be keeping this even though it's retiring because this is one of my all-time favorites, especially if you're giving a gift card. I think this is the cutest set. So shopping's always a good idea. This is a birthday card. And when we open this one up, it has a surprise inside. So this one's got a little gift card pocket. This was a 2-inch wide piece by 5 1/4. And then we just glued the 3 edges. So made a little pocket for a gift card there. So there's that one. And then we've got one with another all-time favorite, my Citrus Blooms set. I love this set so much. I forgot about this set until I went back and was looking at the ones that were retiring. Forgot all about it, but I was like, oh, got to pull that out. Love this paper. So this is the Mediterranean Blooms Designer Series paper. And I did Night of Navy with pumpkin pie mats. I forgot to tell you about this paper. Sorry. This was the To Market paper. And this was pumpkin pie and peach pie. Okay, so back to the Citrus Bloom. So we open this one. I love this checked ribbon with this. Just checking in. And then this is just plain inside. But I love this with all the different Night of Navy and all the different patterns. Okay, there's that one. And then this one was with the Cheerful Daisies set. Love this set. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining. So here's an Oops-a-Daisy So Sorry card with some little daisies. This is the Country Woods paper. And this is Misty Moonlight and Basic White for the mat. And then I used that same white ribbon. This one you can see closes a little bit lower. Happy little bit late birthday. And that was with the Cheerful Daisies set. Okay, and the last one I did was with the Lovely and Sweet. I do love this set. Just very elegant, very pretty. I always seem to choose this one for a card that's fancier. So I did this last card with Pebbled Path and gold. And this is the Nature's Sweetness Designer Series paper. So these little die cuts came from the dies that coordinate with Lovely and Sweet. And then I used the Metal Enamel Effects Basics in gold to do the inside of the flowers. Little detail there. And then we just open this one. And we're just sending a little bit of love your way. So I thought that would be super cute for a birthday or even a wedding would be nice. Nice little card. Okay, so that's it. That is now they're all untied. Sorry. I'll have to tie them up to take a good picture of them all. But this is the off-center gatefold card. You can see I loved it, and I got a little carried away using all my old favorites. So I'll put a picture up. You guys can tell me which one was your favorite that you saw. Okay. All right, so that's it for me tonight. Thank you guys for joining and watching. See if I can get this out of the way. All right, so if you enjoyed watching that, then make sure you come back next week, next Friday, April 11th, 7 p.m. We'll be here doing another Stampin' Sip live. And if you want the measurements and the directions for this card, just go to my website, which is thismustbeink.com, and sign up for my email each Wednesday. So next Wednesday, I will be sending out an email, and that will include the pictures and the measurements and directions for this card. Okay? All right. Everybody have a great weekend. And even though it's going to be raining most of the weekend for us, that's okay, because it's just more of an excuse to stay inside and play with your retiring sets. Okay? Don't forget to check out the last chance sale. If there's something that you wanted, you better get it now. All right. Everybody have a good weekend. Hi, Margaret. Thanks so much for watching. And you guys stay crafty.